Hello everyone, myself Priya Shenoy, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology from CK Thakur Arts, Commerce and Science College, New Panvel, Autonomous. So today we will be discussing deadlock in operating system. So first, let's consider what is deadlock. Deadlock is a state in an operating system where two or more than two processes cannot proceed because each of those processes will be waiting for the resource that is held by another process. So when such a condition occurs, all the processes are halted and it leads to inefficiency in the system itself. Now, there are certain conditions that are necessary for deadlock to occur. So, four conditions are necessary in which situation deadlock will occur in the system. So, first is mutual exclusion. Second condition is hold and wait. Third is no preemption. And fourth is circular wait. Mutual exclusion means when one particular process is using the resource, no other process is allowed to use the same resource. In hold and wait condition, each process will be holding some resource and it will be waiting for some another resource to be acquired. Then third is no preemption means whenever resource is allocated to a particular process, the process is not allowed to release that particular resource, or no process can forcefully take the resource from the process to whom the resource have been allocated. Last condition is circular wait, means one process, suppose P1 is holding R1 which is required by next process, and the circle continues. So now uh, we'll consider a particular example for the deadlock scenario. See, for example, in the system there are two resources, let's say R1 or resource R1 and resource 2. Then there are two processes, suppose process A and process B. Now, suppose process A is holding the resource 1 and it is waiting for resource 2 to continue its further execution. Now, process B is holding the resource 2 and it is waiting for the resource 1 which is held by process A. So, in this case, deadlock will occur and neither of the two processes can continue with their execution. So, this situation or this simple example itself highlights the importance of managing the resource allocation efficiently in operating systems. Now, obviously, from this it is clear that deadlock is not desirable in any system. Hence, any operating system must implement certain techniques to prevent the deadlock. Now, as we have seen that there are four conditions which are necessary for deadlock to occur. So similarly, by seeing that either of these four conditions don't occur simultaneously, we can prevent the deadlock. So as we had considered, these are the four conditions that are used, or four techniques that can be used to prevent the deadlock. So first, we can ensure that mutual exclusion is there, in which case only one process is using the resource. Then second, we have to avoid hold and wait, means by requiring the processes to request all the needed resources at once. Means here before the process starts its execution, it will hold all the resources and then it need not have to wait for any other resource to continue with its execution. Then third, we have to enforce no preemption so that holding resources will not be done by any process indefinitely. And last is we have to implement a method to avoid circular wait, and that can be done by defining linear ordering of resources. That's it. Thank you.